Hi everybody, happy Friday. I'm Carrie Tucker.
And I'm Tara Untershoot.
And we're realtors with Century 21 Fusion here in Saskatoon. And we're back with another Friday 5. We're back in the office, not on the patio this time, but we're back to a real estate topic. So summertime tends to be a busy time for condo sales in the city because we do have the university here, and lots of people buy condos for their students going to the university. So we're going to talk about 5 things to know when you're buying a condo.
All right, so the first thing to keep in mind is location, location, location. So you want to be aware of the location of everything, access to transit, if it's close by, close to whatever amenities that you are needing. How close is it to the university, if that's what you're buying a condo for? Also, location of within the building. Where is your unit as opposed in approximate proximity to the entrance or to your parking location or to the elevators if it has that? Where is it facing? What direction is it facing? Do you want to be facing south so you get that natural light in there? So things like that. Also, location of the parking in for your suite. So is it underground? Is it where is the visitor parking? It's very frustrating when you buy a townhouse condo, let's say, in a gated community, and you're in one end of the complex, and the parking stalls are way on the other end of the complex. So keep that kind of thing in mind, what's close by.
Another thing you want to consider is what kind of amenities do you want in your building. This beautiful pool. This is not Saskatoon.
Where is that condo?
I don't know. Google. But anyways, amenities in the building. Lots of buildings now are starting to have guest suites and gyms and pools and things so you can avoid having to go to the gym and paying those fees and stuff like that. It will often affect your condo fees and make them a little bit more expensive, but it could offshoot to you not having other expenses outside the building that you would have normally had. Mm-hmm. And one thing to consider too is if you have some of these amenities, some buildings will restrict the use of those to only the owners of the unit. So if you are buying it as an investment property, then your tenants may not be able to use that, but you will find that out, and you'll find that out when?
You'll find that out at the time you get your estoppel package. That's right. I missed my cue, Carrie. Okay, so estoppel package is the number 3 thing to keep in mind when you're buying a condo. This is something that you will ask for at the time you write the offer. So it's kind of like a subject to. So it's a condition of your offer. So your offer is subject to you reviewing and being satisfied with everything in that estoppel package. So in the estoppel package are going to be things like the reserve fund, which best way to explain that is like a big giant piggy bank for the building. So if something happens for the building, they dip into that piggy bank to fix it. So part of your condo fees go into that reserve fund. So it's a savings for the building. And so you want to make sure that that fund is healthy to cover any expenses, because guess what? If there's not enough money in that fund and something needs to be repaired in the building, guess what happens? They come knocking on your door and asking for a cash call. So you want to make sure that's a healthy reserve fund. You want to make sure that what the recent reserve fund study said and what they recommended, and that they're following those recommendations, because it will also in there tell you what needed to be done to avoid any future things that cost more money, right? Also in there, you're going to find some of the rules and regulations in the bylaws. Are there pets allowed? What are their regulations on noise violations? Where is your parking? Who manages the building? What property manager manages the building? You're going to find your condo fees in this information, the last minutes from their meeting, any planned expenditures for the building. So this is a very important part of your offer, and your realtor will guide you through this as well, as far as including that in your offer, but also help you through reviewing the package too, to make sure that all that information is being covered. This is a big one. So yeah, reviewing that estoppel package.
And send it to the lawyer.
Oh yes, sorry. Send it to your lawyer too to review. So with the lawyers that we deal with, they have told us that if we send the estoppel package to them, they'll review it right then and there before there's even a deal on the table. If our client is going to be using that lawyer for the transaction, they'll review that in advance and tell you their take on it, because they're going to have to review it eventually anyway. So it's better to get them to do it in the beginning. Have the lawyer review it.
And so after you've done that and you've removed your conditions, you're getting ready to take possession, you're going to have insurance on your unit. So the part of the condo fees will include insurance on the exterior of the building in most cases, and common area insurance. So you'll need to have, it's similar to a tenant pack, but it's specific to unit holders, and it will cover your belongings and all that stuff. It will also, you want to make sure that you have an add-on on there that you are protected if anything that happens
Is it still recording? If it is, let's keep going. And we're still going.
Whoops.
We're just going to keep rolling. We had a blackout on the screen, but we're hey, this is reality. We're not professionals
We're doing one take.
on video, so okay, go for it.
So you want to make sure that your insurance covers you if something in your building damages another building or somebody gets hurt. You want to make sure you're covered in those cases when it doesn't specifically affect only your unit.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so last and but not least is the question of renovations or remodeling within the unit. So any kind of renovations or if you're making any changes within the unit, it typically does need to be approved by the condo board. And there is a chance that they might not approve it. So if you're on the 4th floor and you're thinking, I'm going to take out this carpet and put hardwood floor in, you might be, you might not be able to. So that is something you'd want to check before you make it a firm deal. It might even be a condition of your offer because a lot of times they don't want the hard floors on the upper level depending on the building. So that is something, just remember that any remodeling will need to be approved by the board. Okay? So keep that in mind.
Right. And there's lots more to talk about. This was our Friday 5. These are just some quick tips, but it's really important to use a realtor.
Yes.
Like us. When you're purchasing a condo. So you make sure that all of these things are looked after and that you have all of the information before you remove conditions and move into the building.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you guys, if you have any questions, give us a call. We're happy to help and we hope you enjoyed that. And we hope you have a fantastic weekend and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.